Okay. Actually, give me a sec. I forgot to close the YouTube and Rumble tabs here. Oh, Intel just changed computer graphics forever. 2-minute papers 1 hour ago. Okay. Your videos, your lives, Enchanted Lands, Magical Resort. Part 2. Let's actually modify that again. This is annoying. I don't mind the um, the link to the platform restream.io. It's just annoying that it's at the top because when people are looking around, they're gonna see the first part of the description. It's gonna say made with Restream, and that's kind of annoying for somebody that wants to see the stream. I don't have any money to actually pay for it. Otherwise, I'd probably pay for a couple more platforms like Twitch and whatever. Be nice, but I need to make some money first, and this is there's no way I'm making money here, at least not for a while. Okay, let's see. Is this thing on? This thing working? It is on. Okay, one watching. Hello, one person watching, probably rookie. Um, let's pull up Rumble. Don't worry, I'll get to the desktop in just a second. Uh, part part two, and we also got one watching here. That's cool. Okay, now let's just go ahead and refresh the image, and let's go to chat. Okay, there we go. Let's go to desktop, and this is basically where I left off the last time here. Okay, so uh, working on this. It looks pretty much the same as, and today I'm going to be working on being able to do a hit test. I can do a hit test fairly easy. I'll do input, and then it will give me whatever is underneath it, and I'll put all the things underneath in an array, and I'll have to pull up the AI because really I'm getting the AI to help me build this tool. So let's go ahead and oh, that's not what I want. What do I want? I want this and camera painting analysis. Okay. Thursday, September 11th, 2025. You got Z index assignment working. Every time you create a new one, it's guaranteed to be on top. Today, you're going to start working on clicking and dragging. Um, um, let's discuss that for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to work on being able to click and drag panels around, and then of course the line should update because I do have the process in the layout tool. So the process function actually handles the zooming and the overlapping. Now that I fixed the zoom thing that doesn't work isn't based on the viewport but actually based on the zoom in when I'm actually in the tool. So that's all good. Let's discuss that for a minute. Um, is it any more work to check to see if there are multiple panels underneath the mouse uh, cursor? then it is to check for 1. Since we will have an array, might as well count for that. And this doesn't include selection box just yet. If we get single working, does that mean we have to completely change it to get multiple working? Okay, I just want to know if clicking it, because you're going to be doing a hit test. That's pretty easy. Check see what panels are underneath the mouse cursor, and it's all going to work. You hit test. Check if the mouse click falls within a panel's rect. If more than one overlaps, you pick the one that has the index. You just throw that one panel selected panel. Multi-panel. The hit test step is exactly the same. You still gather all the panels whose rects contain the mouse point. So taking the high Z, you'd only be able to shift click to add and remove from selected panels array. Or later drag box selection to fill the array. Single versus multiple is just a question of what you do with that list. Pick the topmost one from the list, multi-mode, append them all. You'll need to completely change it later. I recommend from this, have your hit test return an array. For now, take the highest Z for a single selection. Later, you can decide when to keep multiple. Not yet. Not yet. I'm still trying to figure this out. So in most editors, you only select single items unless you do Control Shift click. Or selection draggle. Yep, the usual pattern. Default click selects a single item, highest C of overlaps. Shift controller command click adds or removes 2 from the current selection. Drag box selects all items inside the box. But you don't accidentally grab multiple things just by clicking. That's why a single selection is always the first milestone. Once that's solid, multi-selection is layers on top of the modifiers or marquee box. You can. I already know I want it to be the whole panel and not just the control or anchor point. In fact, it's kind of annoying in the editor that I can't just select panels. I have to click on their little point. Okay. Ooh, 4 people. Welcome 4 people to the stream. Yeah, one of those control-derived nodes, like a panel, don't have a visible rectangle you can click on. Only their anchor gizmo, unless you tell the editor to show their extents. Helpers. See the outlines. Oh. Okay, don't worry about the editor, of course. I'm working on tool. I just meant because you're dealing with the little control, um, it gets kind of annoying. And when it comes to the actual tool, I want to be able to click and move a single panel by clicking by clicking anywhere on the entire extent of the panel. Yeah, fussing about Godo's editor, you're building your own layout diagram tools out of Redot for your panels. You want to click and drag selection to work anywhere inside the rectangle, not just anchor point, control point. Got it. That's actually way simpler than what I was thinking, the core idea. Control nodes have input handling over their entire rect. You just need to make sure the panel has mouse filter, control mouse filter stop, so it catches clicks. Handle GUI input event to detect when the user clicks inside the panel. Start and drag operation until the mouse is released. Example. Okay. Drag equals false. Drag offset equals vector to 0. Mouse filter equals control mouse filter stop. Capture clicks in the rect. A GUI input event. If event is input mouse button left, press drag equals true. Drag offset equals get local mouse position. Else drag equals false. Process if dragging. Var global mouse equals get global mouse position. Global position equals global mouse minus drag offset. When you click anywhere inside the panel's extents, it starts dragging. The drag offset makes sure it drags smoothly so the panel doesn't snap its corner to your cursor. Release the left mouse button stops dragging. Okay. Your tool panels behave much nicer than the built-in scene gizmos for rect clickability. Also, you want resize handles in addition to moving, or is this just for moving? Just moving around at the moment. I'm not sure if you'll be able to modify the actual panels with that. Um, my future plans involve having a few buttons on the room panel to do various things. One is a little pencil icon for edit, which will pull up the room UI, allowing me to edit text in it and set it and then save it. Sort of like when you use the inspector. So, edit button, an add door button, which will require you to hit the destination room to make a door to it. A remove button, and a delete remove button. But right now, I just need clicking and dragging. Okay. Fill loader, grab, drag, drop. Later, when you add edit button, pops up a mini inspector for the room JSON. Add door button, switch to link mode. I'll click another room to connect. Delete button, confirm or remove the room list. You won't need to throw away the drag log. It's alongside those other tools. Question before we start wiring drag logic: do you want to implement dragging inside each panel node, like the example of local GUI input, or do you prefer a centralized drag handling? The parent scene tracks which panel is clicked and then moves it. Mainly per panel, simpler, self-contained. Each panel knows how to drag itself. Centralized, more flexible if you want to group selection, snapping, or fancy behaviors later. Probably centralized, I would think, because yeah. What you said, group selection, snapping, etc. Centralized the way to go then. That way the layout tool or whatever your editor root node is the traffic copy decides which panels are currently selected, which one is being dragged, how to apply snapping and constraints, later how to handle multi-select, copy, paste, etc. These panels themselves stay dumb, just direct visuals, no dragging logic inside them. The flow usually looks like this: mouse down and input event on the parent, raycast, hit test, which panels the cursor is over, pick the topmost one or the multiple later, store it in something like active panel. Okay, store drag offset, mouse motion, updates position with event position minus drag offset, release active panel. Should be an array. Let me think. Good evening, Rook. Good evening. Okay, I'm pondering whether to just let you write stuff outright that I can plug in, or I should do it step by step so I understand what I'm adding. Taking longer for a better answer. Recommending approach for layout tool. Recommending approach to the user. Finding input handling for layout tool. Interesting. These AIs should be able to tell me how to get rich. I'm going to ask it, make me rich, and it should do it. Right? I mean, they keep claiming how these AIs now are at the level of PhDs and stuff. You know, like going, yeah, but you still can't. It still can't tell you how to get rich, right? uh, it's taken a while. I didn't think I gave it a question that required so much processing. So let us see. For 1 minute, 3 seconds. Okay, now it's going to answer. Let's chug in a little bit. Chug a chug chug. Yeah, I just watched a video from the Wallace and Gromit Black, Wallace and Gromit Thrill-O-Matic 8 ride, Dark Ride. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's in some amusement park in Blackpool, I think. I don't remember what it is exactly, but PhD in talking nonsense, perhaps. Maybe, maybe. Hopefully this won't hang here. Smart call. Keep it as an array for you. You get single selection behavior now, multi-selection later when almost zero changes. I'll do two things. Recommend a simple something another, and then it just page unresponsive. Oh, unresponsive, huh? Oh, there we go. I wonder what went on. What's going on here? Recommend a simple plan so you understand the pieces. Give a ready to plug centralized input handler. You can paste into your layout tool. Use an array for selected panels. Handles the topmost. Brings the selected panel to the front. Moves the selection using both space deltas. Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to hit wait again. I'm gonna see if it's still hanging. Because it seems to be having some trouble. Trouble. Okay, exit page. We'll exit page. We'll see what, you know what? Let's close that. I can restart it. New window. And we'll do this. Try this again. Go to Chat GPT. See what's going on here. Go to camera panning analysis. Um, yeah, these are starting to. Oh, it looks like it's got everything in here now, though. So apparently it worked. It's just doing too much or something. I don't know. Plan on the left mouse press, click every room under the mouse, hit test, pick the topmost, highest Z index. Clear the selection, add that one to selected panels, bump its Z index to bring it to front. Start dragging and store the current world mouse position on the mouse motion while dragging. Compute delta. Apply that delta to every node in selected panels. Return the array of top sorted first. Fall back. Or camera to match your scene tree. Extends node TD. Centralize selection drag handler for layout panels. Simpler. Um, this is, I guess, okay. I don't know about the extends node TD. It's like it's writing a single script. Okay. It's like, okay, so like, where do I put this, right? Uppers. Compare Z description, bring to front. Delta base movement. Avoids initial jump when grabbing and keeps relative spacing. You later move multiple panels together. Tries a few heuristics to find a panel size. If your layout room already has a get size method or a size meta, it will use that. If your visuals have different sizing logic, adapt that helper. I can actually probably add that. In fact, maybe what I should do is I should add a field that's essentially a rectangle. That's the the layout room's um like panel, like complete panel, including position and everything. Included a get tree is want me to. I'm gonna ask it to break it up into steps and then just give me one step at a time to start adding. I think. Okay, so let me first check a script here and the rooms dictionary. Okay. Okay, rooms dictionary. Um, Probably better to do this step by step and keep it in small increments because some of this is kind of overwhelming. What's the first thing I would need to do? Like the smallest step for atomic action. I can kind of direct it based on my kind of brute force thought, suggesting this first one. Uh, I know it's going through a deep thinking thing. Um, it doesn't have a thing. Well, Grok had the thing where you couldn't think and stuff, but this is switching depending on the query. Tiny steps are the best way to avoid brain meltdown. That should be a bumper sticker. First atomic set pit testing. One small change. Make a helper that returns all rooms whose global rect contains a world point sorted by topmost first. That single function is the foundation for single click selection. Okay. Right. Well, all this work and hopefully it'll finish and it won't freeze on me again where I have to restart the browser. But I guess I have to sit here and wait until it either balks or it actually finishes its thing here. Drop these two functions in your layout tool script, or whatever node holds a room container, the subcontain and safety test. Turn the mouse position broken coordinates, robust rectangle getter for a layout room node. Get node global rect. Uh, Return rect to test. Okay, we're going to break it down a little further. Would it help for the layout room class to have its rectangle coordinates stored? and updated whenever it's being moved. It should help it because then it could just query it, like when it gets to mouse position. Owns its rectangle data. You don't need all the detected work. Consistency, performance, future-proof position. Rec to Rec 2. Okay. Default panel size, tweak to match your visuals. Get global rect. Global position minus rect size. Okay. Set global position, that way your layout can just call if room.get global rec has point hit. Okay. Okay, not just yet. Let me look over my layout room class for a moment. Okay. I probably won't even get that much done today, but this should help. Okay, let's go to layout room first. And okay, there's that. Set property, that's fine. Create, that's fine. Create from JSON, that's okay. Create doors from specs, that's okay. Rebuild doors, clear inbound rooms, rebuild inbound rooms, render inbound rooms. Reorder inbound rooms. Okay. Resort doors. That's alright. Has destination 2, remove children, truncate text. Okay, that was, yeah. Set up visuals. Okay, set up visuals. Panel. Resize panel. Resize panel. Text, padding. Get center position. Adjust for B-box. B-box is positioned within the panel. Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give it layout room. I don't know. Let me think for a sec. Here, let's. Okay, select all. Copy. Well, actually, let's not. I don't have to do the whole thing. That's the truncate lines. I just need setup visuals and I don't know for sure if Let me paste part of the layout room code that handles the visuals. I actually move the panel to where the center is near the separator. On the Y and center X. Get center position, get center pause, takes that into account to get the actual center. Analyze this, and tell me if I don't already have a few things in there that we need. Okay. Here's what I noticed in relation to selecting and moving panels. You already have panel geometry information. Panel size and panel custom minimum size are being set in resize panel. Get center position calculates the center of the panel in the world space, taking the separator into account. This is good. It means you already know the panel bounds relative to the layout room's position. To detect a mouse click inside a panel, you need a global rectangle of the panel. You don't store that directly, but you can calculate it from room position plus panel size and offsets. Since get center position already returns the panel's visual center, you can easily derive the top left. Panel top left equals get center position minus panel size divided by 2. Panel rect equals rect 2. Okay. You don't yet update or store persistent rectangle as the panel moves. Right now, you only have a get center position, which is fine for on-the-fly calculation. For multiple selection or drag operations, it will help to store a panel rect property and update it whenever the panels move. This way, your hit tests don't have to recalc the rectangle each time. Z-index. You already have a room.z-index assigned elsewhere in the tool. This is good for controlling takeaway. You don't need a separate rectangle property yet for a single selection. You can calculate it for multi-selection. Calculate the panel's global rectangle for hit test. Okay. Is there a way for a node to the well, you're not going to be dragging it until you drag it until it sets the position. See something here. This is why I don't like programming as much as I like some other stuff. Because I so have to wrap my head around certain things, and this would be one of those things where I would back. Oh, good. Um, this would be back in the day when I was in Dare, whatever. When I was in the on the AfterNet, that and GameDev.net was actually home to the Game Dev IRC channel. I'd ask them I'd ask them how to do something, and I wouldn't fully grasp it, and so then I'd ask them again. And I asked over and over again, and I tried to frame it differently each time. I try to change the way I'm asking it and like what I'm asking, and it really started annoying people, like as though I didn't want to do anything. And what most people didn't realize is now I don't actually have a learning disability, so I'm not trying to say that, but I had a hard time just being able to concept or be able to wrap my head around whatever they were trying to say. Oh, you just do this, this, and this. I'm like, well, you know, it's like I couldn't understand it. So, uh, I can calculate it. So, just a function to calculate the rectangle given the current dimensions and position. Okay. Yep. Return rect 2 can be used for hit testing. As get panel rect. Um, now I'll put this function in just a moment. Okay, so this is the first thing. All right. Now I could have just started copying and putting stuff in, but I kind of like to kind of get an idea here. Let's go ahead and put this down here. In fact, I'm going to do it with my customary formatting too. Okay, so right here, I'm going to do just my block commenting. And actually, it's actually using it's using Pascal case there for the function header. That's good. Panel equals panel, right? Get null over null, right? If not panel. Now I believe I can actually do this. Return. Now, actually, I wonder if I could use parentheses in a return statement. Maybe not, but that does work, doesn't it? Okay, that's good. That's good. Center equals get center position. Top left equals center minus panel size divided by 2. Return. And we're going to do this. Yeah, I know there's an error here. We're going to do that. And that. Okay. Very easy testing. Okay. let's go into layout tool. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay, function is in and no problems. So, um, hmm. Before I didn't want to worry about highlighting. I didn't want to worry about highlighting. But is there an easy way to implement some sort of highlighting just based on clicking on a layout room panel? Pretty straightforward. Since each layout room already has a panel as a child, you don't need anything fancy. You can basically toggle a visual change on the panel when it's selected. Here's a simple approach. Is selected is false. Add a selected flag in layout room. Create a function to update the visual highlight. If panel, style box flat new, color orange for selection, and I'll click senior layout tool. We detect on room clicked. Click on the panel, on room clicked. You select the others if you want single selection. For other room in all rooms, if other room it does not equal room. Deselect when clicking an empty space. If the click doesn't hit a room panel, loop through all the rooms and set it is selected false. Existing panel style box flat, so it's just changing colors and borders, no new nodes selected. Later, for multi-selection, you just let multiple layout room objects have is selected true at the same time. Um, sure, that would be great. Gonna let it do it. So let's see what we got here, right? I selected call this when setting up visuals, right? Asmo panel, basic style box flat. Okay. Call this whenever selection changes. Update highlight. Call from input or wherever you handle clicks. Border colors width and width change when selected. Works for a single selection. Multi-selection can be added later by letting multiple rooms have this selected true. Clicks on empty space should deselect by looping it through all rooms and setting it. No, I don't want to do that next. I want to do just the highlighting first. All rooms. Call from input. Okay, so you do input, then you pass. Okay. Room that is selected. Okay. Let's just pull this out here. Just this part. That room. Um, okay. Assignment is not allowed inside an expression. $64, huh? That's interesting. It'll probably just say I need to assign them individually, but assignment is not allowed inside an expression. I just put in the code for update, highlight, and the redot editor debugger complained assignment is not allowed inside an expression, or this line I guess I assign each individually. Can't change assignments like that. You need to say each property visually. Okay. Now that's okay. I'll do this. Give me a few moments. That's probably all I'm gonna get done today is the highlighting part of it, but it'll at least give me an idea here. I'll be able to select something and then add it and all that. That's kind of weird. You can't do that though. Oh, it's select is not in there. Yeah. Um. Wait. Var is selected equals true. I'm going to do it like that kind of on purpose because I'm going to test it out. So we're going to do that. And then down here, we're going to say and update highlight. That. And I'm going to go ahead and add some semicolons here. So now it looks proper when I add these semicolons here. Before it just doesn't. Oh yeah, and I also like a lot of white space. I've done the thing where I told it to format a certain way, like you have space in between the parentheses and whatever it's doing, and then like the semicolons, and then just extra stuff like that. But it's not able to keep up or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna set it to true right now. I can pretty much use date highlight outright, correct? Yeah, see, it just updates. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's do here. I'm gonna do something here. Let's go to layout tool here. And right now I'm just doing this. It shouldn't be any highlighting going on. But now let's find load all rooms. This update highlight. And we'll just leave that, and I'm just going to test it to see how it looks, if it looks different. So we're just going to run it. Okay, that's cool. It does exactly right. Okay, so I can turn that off. Now, the next thing I want to do is... Okay. Alright, so, see if I can get this done. Just this part, really. Okay, just tested it. It's working okay. Next, I want to do the code that will but I want to know, do I do the class level is selected, or do I simply add that as a parameter to update highlight? The way you wrote it there, it's passed as a param. Easily makes sense to start at the class level. That way you can always know which rooms are selected without having to track externally. Other code, like dragging. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll do the class level variable. It's there already. I just set it to auto true to see what it looks like. So now let's go to the input stuff to set that. It is selected so I can see it change in real time. I need to probably modify the input function, correct? Set. Otherwise, optionally deselect. Call update highlight immediately so you see the change. Mouse position, okay. For room and room step values or your room list, rect. I think I already have. Did I not already do something here? Update highlight. That's update highlight. Did I? You mean this get panel rect function? It gives you the panels rect and route, so you can just call. Once you have that, you can implement single click selection like we discussed and later extend it for multi. Okay, so let me look over my code for the input code. Just a moment. Okay, so input. I do have an input in here, don't I? Somewhere? Or do I? Do I not have input in here? No match. I don't even have an input. Interesting. Interesting. I thought I had an input function in there already, but apparently not. Okay. Input. Button left. Check if you see the mouse position. Get panel rect if yes. Otherwise, set is rect. Selected false. Call update highlight to remove highlight. Um, Input events. I think I want to externally. Sure. We'll let it do it, I guess. I actually don't really mind as far as this tool is concerned, because my concern is the game, not the tool. Oh, I see. Receives input events. If you want centralized input handling, the main tool script can iterate through all groups. Should it not be handled in the layout tool itself and not an individual room instance? So I can do stuff like, yeah. A tool like this generally clean the handle input at the layout tool over rather than inside the layout room. Right. But function detect over all layout room instances. Yes. Get panel room determine. Okay. Update selected rooms array. Okay, let's see what I need here, other than the actual input. Or actually, I can just copy the snippet. So I can just copy that snippet. The top and modify it to run through the list of rooms. Okay, let me start with this first. Just a moment, please. Here, I'm just going to copy it and then I'm going to modify it a little bit. So, um, that's funny though. Here, I'm going to put it down here. Uh, Here, get global mouse position, not found in base self. Okay, that's all right. Um, Event pressed. Um, yeah, it's the where is the room list anyways? Room sticks. That what do they call it? Let me find it. Moved rooms. Where is the rooms dictionary? Where's the rooms dictionary here? Oh, where do I have it? Rooms structure. Yes, that. Oh, it's just called roomstick. Okay, let's go all the way down to the bottom again. Rooms Okay, that's fine. Was get global mouse pause position. It would understand this, but let's do this anyways, I guess. Something I needed to write because it doesn't know what that is. In non-OTD, you need to get it from the viewport or convert the coordinates yourself. Hmm. How do I get the mouse position in the first place? Few ways depending on whether you want screen coordinates or world coordinates. Screen viewport coordinates. Get viewport. Converts the mouse position into the node's parent space. Bring the viewport position to global. I don't have a viewport in the tool itself, do I? Since I'm using a camera. Your tool of the viewport is essentially what the camera is showing. So the raw mouse position from get viewport will be in screen coordinates, not world coordinates. So that means it doesn't automatically account for camera's position or zoom. Use the camera. Mouse screen position get viewport. You can use them. You can then use get panel rect. See, I'm still a little bit confused about what's got viewport do. I don't think I have a viewport defined in here. That's what's throwing me. What's throwing me is oh. Another thing is the rooms. Here, let's go up to the rooms here. It's the main layout tool. scene is a plain node. The rooms container is a node 2D. Does this change anything? Shoot, it's already 3:30. I'll have to quit here in just a second. I was hoping to just get this one part. Okay. If the root scene is a plain node. I can loop through rooms. I can figure that out. Okay, so our mouse screen mouse equals. We're just gonna do it. Get import get mouse position. Okay. Bar mouse world pause equals camera dot get camera form. I don't know about the X form thing. Mouse screen. Does this work? Get your yes. Screen position. Okay. Camera, get camera transform. Your code is selected for every room based on whether the mouse is over it. That means if multiple rooms overlap, only the last one will determine is selected and others will be selected. If that's okay for now, single selection only is fine. I'll check it to see if it does anything I expect in the first place. Just a moment. Is selected. Okay. So I guess we're just going to try it here. Okay. Get camera transform and base camera 2D layout camera. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to stop here. Okay. So, okay, it's airing, but I've run out of time. So I will talk to you tomorrow about it. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. I guess that's it for today. So, thanks for tuning in, and tomorrow I know it's taking me the long way around. You know, I could just ask it to write stuff for me, and I could put it in. And when I did that, at least with Grok, I had a bunch of problems because it would not work like expected, and then I have to go back, and then I would have to redo it, and eventually, sometimes it would work okay, and sometimes it just wouldn't. So I do the step-by-step approach to make sure I understand it before I actually implement it, and that's why it's taken so long. But in any case, tomorrow we'll get to making sure the highlighting thing works, and then once it works like it's supposed to, then we'll be clicks dragging and selecting and stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. Get stuff moving around, and then once I get that ready, I will implement a save button inside the tool, and at least then I'll be able to move stuff around and all that. I won't be able to edit or anything, but it'll work. It'll allow me to move stuff around there. Anyways, so thanks, and I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching part 2. I'll see you tomorrow.